Yes, and apologies for the challenge with the sound there. Many of you were telling us that this was an issue. I hope it's been corrected now. You can hear us all right. If you could hear, just wave at us on our live stream page. We were talking about the situation in Parliament, and I was making the point before, of course, long before you couldn't hear us, that if you want to see if your leaders care about you, you watch what they do, not what they tell you.
Yeah.
You follow their actions. Their actions tell you a lot. When again they've left you in a situation of pain, abject economic misery, and then they themselves craft a solution. They craft a solution to the pain, which is a budget. Having had discussions with the IMF, and they go to Parliament in an attempt to get approval for that solution so they can quickly implement to bring some relief to you, the good people of Ghana. And they put the document in Parliament, and then they leave it. They run away. They drop the document, and they treat the document as though it is a pariah. And they run away and just abandon it. Not only the ministers who are supposed to, shepherd all this, not only are they missing, the majority MPs themselves, which they belong to a party that form the government, they themselves are also not on the floor either. The MPs have abandoned it. It is the opposition NPP, NDC MPs who are spearheading government business on a budget that is supposed to deal with this apocalyptic mess that they've dropped on us. So where have they gone? And this is for me. This is the big. This for me is at the heart of the problem.
They're not to the hospital.
This is one of the heart of the problem. Who was the first to leave?
The president.
Good. That is where this mess flows from.
That's true.
When the president signals
his budget really was not here,
that, and they didn't tell us it was going for some health emergency or some government business. Yeah. The statement that issued said it was simply just gone, right? So, which means that the decision to depart could have been deferred to see through the passage of the budget.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't an emergency. I guess let's just put it away.
That's true.
Because after we've seen him shaking hands with, the king and etc. in the Buckingham Palace, etc. Yeah. So it could have been deferred. But he decided on the eve of the budget, right? After he's declared a national crisis.
A budget that is read in his name.
In his name.
Yeah.
And after he had declared a national crisis, right? For the very first time, then he decides to fly off. When a leader abandons ship, it's not going to do anything extraordinary from what we've been told by just going away. What do you think his employees will do? No wonder Eslewuse Kufo is chilling in Qatar.
Taking selfies. Yeah.
Energy minister is there with her, chilling too, right? Watching, Black Stars play. Okay, let's go to the MPs. I've seen a picture of what's the name of the guy? Eugene Boachienki.
Yeah.
There's another one, Patrick Boama.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe a few others I haven't seen, so I can't mention their names. All of them sitting in a stadium in Qatar watching the World Cup.
And these two are former deputy ministers.
Yes. When they are needed in the House to debate their own budget to fix a mess that their government have created.
Is it not surprising that when it came to mostly the debate on the side of the majority, especially on the finance part, will be the first if the minister is not there?
Yeah.
I mean, the chairman of the finance committee, then you have his deputy, the deputy chairman of the committee.
Yeah.
Then you have other key members of the finance committee joining in that particular debate. Patrick Boama is out there too. We have other MPs. Yes, he's the deputy chair of the finance committee. He's out there.
Wow.
And this is
let me tell you something that happened when the motion had to be moved.
Yeah.
Speaker was asking, where is the chairman?
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Kweku
He
Kwarteng.
was silent.
Yeah.
Either he wasn't there or silent. I don't know. So it took the Oseche to stand. He didn't second though. He said somebody else stood and did it. So you're saying that actually deputy.
Yes, deputy chair is Patrick Boama. Patrick Boama is also out there, wherever, if he's cattle, maybe he has left or he's still there. Listen, they have just shown us that they don't think that we are in a very serious crisis. They do not think that we are serious people. People suffering every day. The same government that came to tell us in the budget, and Evans, they created a very serious picture of we not having enough foreign exchange. The minister basically in the budget said we struggle every time to raise $1.4 billion to actually put the lights on in your home and also get you fuel. And that this huge amount of money is a massive burden. We are not getting enough forex inflows, so we are doing more than just the ordinary things to make sure that we get some of it. But when it comes to the real things that they have to debate and get quickly done, and these are the emergency budget, let's be fair, because it's signaling a program that we are not even concluding staff level agreement by the end of the year. Yeah. We have not done so. Today, all that we know is that we are going for the IMF program. Staff level agreement, we've not even done that yet. Yeah. Going forward, we do not even know, and the discussions have not been done with the ordinary people about the increments in the taxes that they want to do, about the other revenue measures that they want to share with us. The budget debate is mostly a time that some of these things are laid out nicely, properly spelled out, so that we, the people, can follow and know that our representative did the best thing for us. What we are being told here, and listen, I've said this before, show me a single country which is in our current state, Sri Lanka and co, who are seriously suffering, who has their major ministers and MPs
chilling at the World Cup.
No, there's not a single one. Because it doesn't make sense. You see, it's wonderful we are playing football, but countries that have the luxury of going to the World Cup are the ones that have a bit of their house in order. Some of them, even those who have secured IMF programs are not there.
Already,
so, yes. So what is it with us that we are not taking this serious? Inflation consistently is galloping. There's no end in sight. In fact, there's nothing that shows that next month, by the time we end this month, we will get better inflation coming up. What we expect of leadership is that we are with you. We are suffering the same way. We will get this thing done quickly. But that is not the signal they are sending to us. See, when the people take you for granted, it shows clearly in the action that they have taken. But they know nothing will happen. The president himself will not sack any minister who's actually abandoned ship and is out there doing this. Yeah. Because the captain himself appears to be more interested in some of these fanciful things than running the state.
You know.
And it is happening all across the board because they are taking a cue from him. When we say sack the guy, I say, no, it's not a problem. I'll do it when I want to do it. And it becomes, I will not do it at all. When we are insisting on things are not going well, do a reshuffle. The same man is sitting and looking at what's happening. It's almost like there's no leader in this country. It's almost like we are on our own. Things are roaming
but we
nicely.
are on our own.
But how is that so? We voted for people.
No, but
so assuming
they
the
have
executive
abdicated.
Executive is just abandoned ship. The people that we went to queue nicely to vote,
our representatives,
yes.
They too have abandoned us.
One of the major roles of parliament beyond representation is that check. You are a check. Baron de Montesquieu says, because of separation of powers, you check the executive. You, the guy that we are put in parliament to check the executive to, is also with them. Doing the same level of enjoyment when you are suffering here in the Republic of Ghana. You know, but even if you are not so politically nuanced in your thinking, you can be traditionally, a certain level of wisdom is required for you to do some of these things. At least identify with the people, even if you don't believe in this cause.
You know, there are few moments that leave me speechless. I mean, this is one of those moments, I must admit.
It's so politically unwise.
I am speechless. No amount of words can describe what I feel about this particular matter. And oh, goodness.
Especially when you know what happened last year. See, even 137. You struggled. Your budget was rejected. You have to go through a second round. You have to go through all the machinations and the things to get it passed. Final day. In fact, the executive president of this republic was begging. That was his birthday. Please give me a birthday gift by approving my budget.
Yeah.
And the e-levy anyway. But if we are sitting here and we are in December, the year is ending.
Yeah.
In any case, see, if you miss 3 matches of the Black Stars and you finish with your business here, let's say we are past the budget. Ministries know their appropriations and they know everything is running. Yeah. And you actually say that I'm taking leave, I'm going to actually watch the Black Stars. Who will fault you?
How many heads of states have you seen at the castle?
Yes, and you just drill down. How many heads of state in our current state?
The
countries that have 12% inflation. Yeah. Even their own, they are actually calling it crisis.
Yeah.
We are 40.4% as inflation. Every single day, prices are galloping.
Yeah,
and yet our people act like everything is normal.
They are just queuing.
But
to go
be fair, they don't feel it.
No, but that's the point.
If they felt it.
That is the point I made
earlier.
If they
felt any pressure on them.
You miss. Look, if I said earlier, your leaders, your political class, those who lead you, those you voted for, if you had any doubt, know now from the actions that they don't care about you. They don't care what you're feeling and what you're going through. Don't listen to the words that come out of your mouth. Watch their actions. If they cared about you, they would have called for this budget to be approved under a certificate of urgency. Yesterday,
I asked Professor Adair this question about NPP MPs who are not in parliament. He said, oh no, they are just signaling that they are not ready to rule. So maybe the government should switch to the other side. Those who are serious to rule should be allowed to actually continue.
They would have asked. They've asked for a certificate of urgency for less important things.
That's true.
In parliament.
That's not how they are treating this.
They would have asked for a certificate of urgency, which means that budget would have possibly been approved in 2 days maximum. I mean, a day. Right? Could have gone to the motions, debated in a day, approved, we move on.
Yeah.
If the IMF program is done and there are additions, you come supplementary very quickly.
I remember when we were doing ESLA, that day it was introduced to Parliament, the same day it was passed.
You passed.
It was around 11 p.m. I remember.
So when they tell you, when the president says we are in crisis, what he's telling you is that you are in crisis, I'm not.
Yeah, because how did they feel it?
He said, however, you are in crisis. The president is not in crisis. He's gone. He's left you.
You paid them so well.
He's gone. He's gone. Forget. Yeah. He's left you. Because if we are in crisis and he's part of the crisis, he will be here and even if it's not here, he'll be ensuring
that the right thing is done.
That the right thing is done.
That his people show up.
That his people show up
and deliver.
They would have done that by now. The budget would have been approved. The actions that they've signaled would have been, the implementation would have started. A sense of urgency, but they're telling you in no uncertain terms that, listen, you're on your own, we don't care about you, and so face the pain yourself. I'm told that there's a few of our guests who want to join us on Zoom. Is that okay? Can we get them to join? Mame, if you want to talk to us, put on your video, let's see you, and enter the conversation. Talk and let's hear your view on this all-important matter. All of you who are watching want to join us on Zoom. Please let's share the Zoom link on the live link so they can join us if they want to. But that for me, this for me is a straw that convinces me that they themselves have accepted. They've thrown the towel. But even if you've thrown the towel, you pretend you care.
Yes, at least you show in the open.
Pretend that you care. I mean,
these things make people actually lose trust in politicians in general.
Yeah, I mean,
let's not forget, statehood itself is an abstract concept. People give trust to state officials and obey their commands because you have actually given that indirect admission of it that it's the people who have been given or elected to rule. If increasingly our politicians become so much, lose all the trust that they actually have with the people, it reaches a point we no longer have people having legitimacy to rule. And it's far more serious than that. At least people are feeling the pinch of what's currently happening.
Yeah.
We are almost some weeks into Christmas. People are wondering how they are going to actually celebrate this Christmas and everything around that. If you are not in the position to fix the problems, show you care, show you identify with the people, and that's your role. We know we have given you enough for you to be insulated and isolated from the problem. So perhaps you don't feel it as much as people are feeling it.
Yeah.
But it is the reason why you are not the CEO of a private bank or some other. You are leading people. They look up to you every single day. The leadership you show is not to abandon them when they have given you a responsibility. Any member of parliament who is supposed to be in parliament, who is not in parliament today, is an enemy of the state.
Yeah.
He's basically working against us.
Enemy of the people.
Yes.
Enemy of the people. They will come to you in the next 2 years and ask that, and they'll tell you a man of things. Oh, you know, we did this, and we'll do that. And look, if you don't remember anything, remember their actions now.
See, mostly your MPs are useless to you.
Yeah.
Mostly. They go into parliament, they don't
remember anything, remember their actions now. I repeat, don't listen to what they say out of their mouth. Watch their actions. Do they respect you? Action says they don't. Do they feel your pain? Action says they don't. Do they really want to fix the problem? No, they are waiting for the white man, the taxpayers of another country, who, by the way, the IMF team are in town.
Yes.
They've come. The finance minister is not here. Maybe we don't know where he is. Maybe for very legitimate reasons he has to go. So because I don't know, I don't want to bring him up. It's fine. He's not here. But he's come. The president isn't here. He doesn't need to be, but he has to show leadership, which obviously the absence of his own ministers
shows that he has no control
and his own. When he was desperate to get Ken Ofori-Atta to stay in office, he whipped the majority MPs into a room.
That's true.
He whipped them when he was desperate to keep his cousin, the finance minister. Was he his cousin?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, in office. He was desperate. He acted by whipping them into a room, not once.
Consistently.
But twice, at least. The last one is when they, on the authority of the president, they got them again together. This is exactly what you expect from a leader. So he cared more about the job of Ken Ofori-Atta.
Keep him in office.
Keep his office. Yeah. That he cared about having the budget approved. The one that will really solve, that they claim will solve our problem. This is when he should be whipping everybody to say, all MPs, I need you in the house to get this budget approved under a certificate of urgency in 48 hours after the thing has been approved, after the thing has been presented. But he leaves. We haven't seen any. The party issued a 3-line whip.
Yeah.
When it came to Ken Ofori-Atta presentation.
Reading or part.
The presentation.
Yes, of the
ceremony.
Yeah, that one should stay.
They issued a 3-line whip. They went to meet at Alisa.
Yeah.
Right? To get them to sit. So sit, listen. When you listen, we don't care anymore.
It's
because there is one man involved whose image is more important than the poor man on the street who can't find money to get medicine for the dying child.
That's true.
Because he can't afford, because the price of that medication has skyrocketed because the importer of that medicine is having to use dollar to buy it. And the mismanagement of the economy has ensured that the city has depreciated and become so worthless that it's costing him more. So he's putting additional cost on that medicine. So that poor woman goes to the pharmacy, can't afford it, and has to watch the child die because he can't afford. And yet that is happening. And meanwhile, the president is happy to whip his MPs to go and protect one man's job. And then when they finish, the solutions is put forward that he claims will help that poor woman with a dying child. They say they abandon it and they go to Qatar and they are going to chill and watch Black Stars. And he himself goes there to go and inspire them. We are paying the Black Stars to play football.
Yes.
They are
doing their job. They are actually 100%.
$8 million. Paying them more than the English team is earning. It's not even earning. They give them some allowance. They even donate all to charity. Right? To go there and encourage them. We don't need him there, but he went. No wonder we lost that first game. That's by the side. Countries with richer economies, their president phoned.
People with inflation, just 10%.
They phoned. They phoned. Because Biden and co were also dealing with their own crisis.
That's true.
Their crisis is like
far lower.
It's like our heaven.
That's true.
That crisis that they have there.
In our best times, our inflation is around 10%.
That their crisis.
That's what they are calling crisis.
It will be our heaven.
Every day they call it cost of living crisis.
Yes.
We are almost quadrupled their inflation.
It will be our heaven.
We are looking upon it and making it look like we are the ones rejoicing.
To stay and because they have to fix the economy. Look, let me tell you another thing. I went to COP27, right? Rishi Sunak, after he was elected,
UK Prime Minister,
for weeks, he said he was not coming to COP.
Yeah.
You know why?
Because he has serious business to do in this country.
The budget, you have to see the new budget. They bashed him there, why are you not going to COP? Eventually, in the last few days, he changed his mind and went because, of course, there was some politics involved where his predecessor had gone, so they wanted, so he changed his mind. But he did COP, one of the most important meetings ever.
On climate change.
He wanted to stay because the economy was tanking. He had just replaced somebody who, that's far richer.
Yes. And again,
where they can afford to pay households allowances, winter allowances.
That's true.
Because of
reduced energy bills,
right?
Make sure that people who are in the lower bracket are actually better off.
The man at the helm says, I have a legitimate business to attend at the conference.
You are not paying us anything. Our lives are worsening under your current tutelage, and every single day you create the impression to us that a lot is happening, and we are not seeing anything.
Look, I mean,
and within this crisis, those who have not created crisis for their countries, we that have a massive crisis on our hands, we are rather the ones acting like there's nothing happening. And I see people saying football is also important. With the greatest of respect, as we are today, we are in perhaps one of the worst economic conditions that we have in the world. Countries in that condition, they do not think primarily about football. We have a team that's already playing football. No matter the stage they get to, it's not the most important part here. We have people we have given jobs to. Assuming every other person had abandoned their job and decided to be in Qatar today.
Yeah.
You think how this country will run? Is it how serious we want to take ourselves? And you see, it is only when your democracy is such a way that people can take you for granted.
Oh, yeah.
It's because they don't care. They know that you cannot control them. They know that with a few dollars, CDs and nothing, they can influence you to vote in the next election for them. In any serious country, these people will never be re-elected. Yeah. In fact, they will be declared persona non grata in their areas and chased out.
Yeah.
Because they have failed to represent their people. The people are elected to pursue their collective interest. They put their own personal parochial interest first. And that is enough to get them booted out. But you can see, our own people will come and welcome them. They'll go. They'll be saying that, oh, well, how did they go? And all of the other things that's associated with that. They'll come back and they'll be seen as some heroes alongside the Black Stars. They didn't play football. In fact, we have supporters who are not government officials already there. These government officials have no business being there in the first place.
Absolutely not.
So what? And we have Ghanaians in Qatar who are also doing a very good job in actually supporting our team.
Absolutely.
The only thing they do here is because they are not in your trouble. You ask yourself, I know Adansi was actually taking $2,700 to take people there. That's about 45,000 cedis or two.
Yeah, how many Ghanaians?
Yes, how many of you will have it? They're 45,000.
Yeah.
But you compare yourself to the same ministers. They have it in abundance.
Yeah.
They are living in wonderful luxurious hotels.
They probably flew there in first class or business class.
They are not part of your problem. That is why they cannot solve it. Don't you get it?
Yeah.
It's because you don't get it. That is why they continue to do these things.
And that point you've made, I think, really is the icing on the cake, which is that, listen, the power that you have as a citizen, if you fail to appreciate that power, the people like the current crop of leaders will take you for granted.
All the time.
Which is what is happening. Because look,
assuming your MPs in the UK,
they
will not last a day.
Would have
they would have forced them out.
Now. But I'll make a point to my colleagues yesterday that walk the streets. Ordinary people who are suffering, they'll do. Everybody,
they feel powerless.
Okay.
And you see, that is how rent seeking happens.
Okay, so we are suffering. There is nothing we can do.
You make the guy who has the power feel that he's beholden to you.
Yeah.
So you elect the guy. The guy now gives you some small largesse. So you feel that you owe him that role. So he's controlling you rather. The real people that have the power, and I'm saying the day Ghanaians will feel that they are actually the people. The Constitution says we, the people of Ghana, desirous of what? The sovereignty lies within us, we, the people of Ghana. The day you realize that you are the one with the sovereignty, things will change. Because consistently you'll be made to believe that the politician is the one with the sovereignty.
Yeah.
So you listen to him when they do all the nonsense. This thing that they are doing, they will not do it even if they were working for private companies.
Yeah.
That they abandon their private company job and decide to go and be watching football. Their companies will demand of them, what have you done? What's the plan you put in place and all of that? It is because when it comes to state business, nobody cares.
Look, I mean, and for me, that is a focus I want you to keep whilst you think about what is happening. Because they know there will be no consequence.
Yes! The president won't do anything.
Yeah?
In fact, you defend them. If I go and check some of the comments.
We are waiting. We'll read
don't watch football. And they'll give you examples of what happened in 2014, 2010. But see, can't you see the same group of people?
There will be no consequence.
Yeah.
So they will do this to you. They would abandon their own solution that they put on the table. Whether the solution will work or not, that is a different conversation.
Yeah, that's not really a conversation.
They drafted it, and so they believe it will work. Immediately they put it there, they abandoned it, and it's left. Up today, if there's a vote on the budget, it won't pass.
It is the reason why
they don't have quorum.
Even can Oforiatta censure vote, it is not happening. Because the people are roaming. They want the bag before they can do even that vote. So you ask yourself that question. Your budget, the people have actually abandoned it. After watching the football, they'll come and sit back and say, let's try and pass the budget. So when will they come and pass the budget? How important is this budget to them? We signaled we wanted a program first at the end of the year. We changed the tonation to we want a staff level agreement at the end of the year. We changed that tonation. And that's what we're actually accepting even today.
Yeah.
What is going to be done now?
In fact, the IMF cares more about you than this crop of leaders. The IMF.
Can you believe that? They are here. The people did not cause the mess. They didn't cause the mess.
The guys who you've gone to beg.
Come and help
money,
you because you are responsible.
Look, almost every week, they update their Q&A.
That's true.
On their,
your government.
They are updating you. Let's say they updated it. Yeah. They are updating you. They send a team here. They will update you. They care more. And saying, forget about words, forget about what Ken Ofori-Atta has said in Parliament and what the president did when he addressed the nation and said, I said when he said we are in crisis, he said you are in crisis, not me. That he was saying it indirectly, you didn't hear. Yeah. I'm telling you, IMF, they care more. IMF, they're the people who are holding the money we need. They care more about you through their actions.
The lender.
Yeah. Through their actions.
The poor borrower is the one who's not available.
Through their actions, they telling you we care more about you than your. Say that again. Okay. Anes is calling out from Mayarifa. Hello, Anes. Oh, we lost him. Get in touch. They care more about IMF. They care more about you than this current crop of leaders. Trust me. Because their actions. I was amazed. They have a Q&A. The government issued one Q&A. You remember?
Yes.
This guy, when we were going to IMF.
Beginning.
At the beginning, they
will be asking for information.
Q&A.
In fact, they said post-COVID something program.
They issued
after that, we don't have a copy of that program.
Q&A at the beginning of the thing, up to nothing to update.
In fact, the latest information from the budget, everything you want to know about. The IMF tells you more about what is happening in the Republic of Ghana than
your own government.
Who you pay their taxes to.
The IMF, go to our website, they tell you more about your crisis than your own government. And they update it.
And you pay them every time, every single month, right? You pay them. End of this month, they are going to take their pay. And it's so much money. They have drivers, they have cook. They have some cook to give them food to eat. All the luxurious thing you try to make them do their job. Yes.
When you are buying fuel at this exorbitant rate, you are giving them free fuel.
Yeah, you give them free car so that they choose which one, saloon car or V8.
Or V8.
Where they want to go, how they want to do it.
The 2022 ones.
Yes.
Right? And they are running roughshod over you, and they are chilling. They've left the parliament, and they have gone to Qatar. The president is gone. Finance minister is gone. The finance committee, NPP members, they are gone.
If this was your child,
you know the irony. The irony is that yesterday, when they started debating, yesterday or 2 days ago, you know who was defending the budget when nobody was there? Andy Acquah,
the man who said the finance minister should go away.
Andy Acquah, the man who was saying that he was leading the people to ask for the finance minister. He was a guy left on the floor, lonely. And I watched the video. The entire he was standing in a sea of empty chairs.
The man inherently does not believe in the finance minister. He doesn't believe in his budget. He doesn't believe he's qualified to be in the position he is in the first place. How on earth is he the only last line of defense for the people's majority?
Look,
the government business handlers.
He was standing there alone. The chairs were all empty. They've left him. The man who was opposed to the finance minister with the budget. He didn't like the budget. He said the budget. The people, what an irony. The people who drafted the budget, they themselves have left him. He was, you see, and we all knew, I said again, watch actions, not words. He was saying something, but his actions have already told us he doesn't believe in the budget. He doesn't believe in the man who presented it. He doesn't believe in the man's work.
Yeah, in fact, they made it very clear that that guy cannot lead us out of this current mess. He's lacking ideas. He doesn't know what it takes to move on, and he has no moral authority to continue.
So when you see him on the floor alone, when nobody else is all are gone, and he's trying to attempt to defend, you know what is happening.
Last line of defense is the guy who has no belief in the system in the first place. But I mean, at some point, it tells you how terrible this democracy practice we are having is.
Yeah.
It tells you that real responsibility, and in countries where democracies work, people take responsibility. In fact, they are afraid that the people will crack the whip on them. They are afraid that a lot of bad things will happen if they don't behave right.
So we just said it, that people will come on state of play and come and defend it.
Yes.
So, Nana Atuapoma, using your station to destroy the nation and expect Ghana to be like America, Europe, etc. You have lost focus.
Yes, Nana. Okay, let's be fair. we are not sitting here saying today that we should be like America because we want to be white people. We are saying that the things that they have done right, you can learn from them. I'm expecting you, with the greatest of respect, to be sensible enough to know they are taking it for granted.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's the anger you should be feeling. Because perhaps you are also an appendage of this state. So you benefit from it.
Yeah.
So because some of you are lucky, your job is that you get the cramps. Because you get the cramps, you think that should be the way things should go.
You know,
but it's not everybody that's getting the cramps.
I know it's not empathy. I pity.
Yeah.
Nana Atuapoma.
Yeah, because ideally,
I have pity.
Ideally, you should be joining the call for your people to get to work.
Yeah.
For them to deliver and respect you, represent you properly.
Nana Atuapoma, do you work? One.
You are paying taxes. No, increase taxes to the same people.
I want to ask a question. Do you work? Do you own a business? If you work and all your colleagues fail to come to work one day, at the time when you are about to discuss the biggest idea to save your business, and they don't come to work and leave you alone, and then you see them with pictures watching football, you are happy that will be the case. You go to work and you'll be happy that don't talk about it, right? That's one. If you own a business and then you employ people, and then you ask them to come for a meeting to discuss how to save the business, and they don't come, but you see them in pictures watching football, and they are sharing the videos, and you're happy. Nana Atuapoma, you'll be happy with that, right? That is what you are trying to tell us, that we shouldn't talk about this. We shouldn't say, at the very least, you should be asking why are your leaders not in the chamber to do the job you have employed them to? And I'm hoping that Nana Atuapoma will come back and respond to the questions I've asked him and tell us that he's happy. And then when he's happy, he's a lost case.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. There are some people
it's a lost case.
Perhaps he's also benefiting. He's enjoying. And sometimes when you're enjoying, you don't feel the pain of the people who are not enjoying. You don't see that the petrol prices are high. You don't see inflation as a problem. You're actually living in a very specialized world. Maybe I'll be part of the very nice system that's running. But we cannot just represent our interest, though. It's this nation first. When things go bad, we all suffer in the same republic.
Yes.
Yes. In fact, ideally, if some of our conditions are better than other people, so we can also go and hide in corners and say, after all, what? Let's also keep quiet. But somebody in this republic ought to say that things are going wrong. We need to turn the corner so that we can get a better system for all of us throughout the world. Okay, the last Papa
has come with the answer one of my questions. He says, yes, I own a business in Ghana and live in America.
I understand you perfectly.
Why?
Yeah.
And that's it.
No, I mean, this.
He owns but he said he owns a business in Ghana.
Yes.
And lives in America.
Yeah, the business doing very well. So the business, if they abandon work like this, you'll be very happy.
So the business you own in Ghana, and another question: how many people do you employ in this business in Ghana? Okay, first question. If you say that, then tell me if you get a call from Ghana that all your business people they failed to come to work, but they are seen watching football in Qatar or whatever and happily watching football, meanwhile they didn't come to work. Nana Atuapoma, you claim you have a business. You are happy with that kind of event when your employees, the people you have employed, just like Ghanaians have employed the MPs to go and work, and they've left. They don't come to work. That business you claim you own in Ghana, your workers fail to show up, and you hear about it. Oh, you are happy. Don't complain. It's okay. You allow them. That's what you're telling us. And you claim you live in America. Well, Joe Biden.
Yes.
Joe Biden.
How did he communicate to the players?
Yes. How did he communicate with the players who went to Qatar? That's first one. Second one, will Joe Biden, in the midst of a crisis, ask yourself, leave to go and shake hands with the King of England?
Yeah.
He will leave America, fly hours across the Atlantic, and then go to England, and then go and shake the hands of the King in the moment of the country's biggest economic crisis on record. Joe Biden, you think he will do?
The US is living. Their inflation is 8.5%. We in the Republic of Ghana, if you take the 8.5 out of one, we are more than 30% more inflation to deal with. So perhaps you are not feeling it because the family members that you have, they are also very much.
Well, Gustav asked a question for him.
Yeah.
Name your business and let's see. I think you should. Nana Atuapoma.
I mean, see, it's not that we want to take on people.
No, but this is state of play.
Yes.
You can't come here and come and do what you do.
Sometimes people,
when you call him to that we do, we are fine with you.
People cannot be allowed to just act like agents provocateurs and just get away with it. And merely because they are actually very comfortable, everybody should actually toe their line. If we do that in this state will collapse.
Yeah,
because the poor people will not have any representation at all.
Yeah.
If it's just the rich people's conversation that happens in this republic, just we let things go anyhow. And I'm saying all over the world, democracies are advanced because people do not settle for the things this guy is settling for.
Yeah, I mean, Godwin Kuma asked him, this Acquah guy needs Jesus Christ and common sense. What? He's part of the NPP bootlickers. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, by the way, you are part of the live stream, so you can come and clarify that point. He doesn't own any business in Ghana. Neither does he live in America. He is a paid foot soldier. Well, maybe. Samson Balen, Nana Acquah is, well, you have to slow down for him. Altruist Nana Kwesi Appiah. It's so absurd to see the whole president of Ghana leaving the country in the economic crisis and go to motivate football players. President Biden here in the United States. Okay, another one in the United States who watched us. United States just called the players on voice, phone, because he had work to do, i.e. manage the country USA.
And he has no IMF program to actually pursue.
No.
There's his inflation, 8.5. It's not 40%.
Okay, Nana Acquah has the answer. He has the answer. Yes, I have 5 committed and serious staff to bring. GH 5,000 profit every day from the farms. Oh, so you own a farm. You own a farm. Yeah. Okay. You have 5 committed and serious staff. Okay.
But I don't think your state officials should be committed and serious.
Yes. So you are describing your staff as committed. Are your MPs who have left the house empty? Are they committed? The farm, the parliament chamber, that is the equivalent. Your farm that you have. Are they committed to that chamber, to do that job? You have to ask yourself that question. Okay, well, stop. Gustav said I should stop. Okay. Evan, stop responding to that thing. Why are you people so intolerant? Okay, that's easy food. Why are you people so intolerant and self-opinionated that when someone expresses an opinion contrary to your views, you are insulting him on her? Well, you have an answer for that question. Man, it's easy food. We are not intolerant, easy food.
Yeah.
We are asking basic questions. Mm-hmm. We ask him very legitimate questions. He is questioning why we are questioning why the MPs are not in the house. Yeah. The MPs we have employed, right? We say they are not dedicated. When I ask him, has he got a job? He said he has a business.
Yeah, he said
how did he describe
dedicated workers?
How did he describe his workers?
But we cannot demand of our officials to be dedicated.
Yes. But his business he has in Ghana.
And by demanding for dedication, we are destroying the nation.
We are destroying the nation.
We who are at work,
yes.
The guy I pay every time, give 2 cars, saloon, and V8. That guy is not showing up to work. I'm saying, go and do your work. You are telling me that, oh, no. Yeah. Why am I asking that?
Yeah. But his workers are on the farm.
They are very dedicated. They are delivering the goals.
Okay.
And perhaps he's getting profit out of it.
But we should not ask dedication from our MPs. Shalom blessing. It is really pathetic. Things are hard. And the leaders do not really care. It is really sad. Godwin Kuma, we make a big mistake falling for the lies of this government. They are gradually destroying the NPP party. Zachary, all our leaders know is high life. Ooh. They dress top to down, shaking hand and dancing. They don't care about the citizens. Of course, I mean, this conversation is still over. Janet says, you guys are great men. Now, I mean, look, I'm not a great man by
ordinary people. We are just like you in any form.
Of the imagination. But you cannot sit and watch when members of parliament that belong to the governing party abandon us in the midst of a crisis, abandoning their own set of solutions that they claim will help me live a more comfortable life and get me out of crisis, go watch football and not say anything. I think forget that I'm even a journalist, right?
Yeah.
It just would be wrong. Look, and if I see any of them, and many of them are my friends, I will tell them to the face, there is no justification whatsoever
that the optics are extremely
to leave
terrible.
Parliament and go and watch football when every single member of Parliament, maybe some of the ministers may have legitimate business to do, so they may not be there. I understand that. But if you are not a minister who don't have a legitimate business, there's no way you shouldn't be in Parliament throughout the debate of the budget. Well, and it's unacceptable that the budget is not being considered an executive agency.
That's true.
This is the most urgent budget of our lifetime.
And even so,
It's an emergency.
I've not heard the level of
It is an
opposition.
emergency budget. It is a budget born out of crisis, as the president himself said.
Yeah.
So why are you not treating it as a
with
crisis
the urgency that it requires. And what else should we demand of the people? Just this one. We are not asking to make our country America right now. They're just saying that get committed to the job you are supposed to do. How is that difficult to do? In any case, we are not, see, today, we are not saying that bring inflation down to 6%, single digits. We are not saying that.
No.
We are not saying that do the impossible, reduce our debt to extremely low levels, cancel an IMF program, make us prosperous in this state. That's the question. We are saying just get committed to the very things you said you will do. How is that difficult to do?
Show me that you're working.
Yes.
Just show me you're working.
Anyway,
listen, we have to go. Thanks for all of you for joining me, for joining this conversation today. We'll see. They will return. We'll see when they all come to Parliament, and you will see the issue that will bring them there.
Yeah.
You will see.
It tells where the loyalty and the interest lies.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.